What's happening, peeps? It's been a minute. It has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yeah, it's a Saturday. You know, you're sitting there going, what is he doing? Well, I have not seen you all in a week and a few days. Let's put it that way. It like I said, baseball season, that's what we do. I mean, baseball season, my grandson plays. We shut down until baseball season. Well, if I get a second to come running down here, but between practices and games and we running around, going here, running there, it's just, I wasn't going to put myself through it. But I missed y'all. I want you to know it right now. I definitely have to say congratulations to Dr. Don Allen. Congratulations to that one, man. To be able to do some of the things that he's doing, it's only a miracle for him to be able to do the things that he's doing. And God willing, ain't no telling how far he's gonna go. But I want to throw that out there right now and say, congratulations to Mr. Dr. Don Allen. So anyway, hey, so what's been going on? Because like I said, I've been, other than being on Twitter a little bit, I've been checking you guys out, going over a couple people pages just to see what the deal is and what's going on and all that their type of stuff. I did not bring down my golden statue of myself tonight. But I'm gonna see about getting it in here. I'm gonna replace that dude right there with a golden statue of myself. I think that would only be right for me also to have something so you guys can bow down to, because we have found our way to move away from our true Lord and Savior. We're at a place now where Nineveh, I keep telling y'all don't want to listen to me. If you don't know Nineveh, I suggest you go read Jonah. Nineveh is the United States of America as we speak today. Yes, it is. Y'all say that, it's Sodom. No, it's not Sodom and Gomorrah. Read about Nineveh. Y'all really want to understand what's going on right now. Go read Jonah. Go read the reason God told Jonah to go down to Nineveh to warn those people. Exactly what you see that's happening right now. The rich was getting rich and the poor was not being taken care of like they were supposed to. That's exactly what is happening today. People were bowing down to other things other than the God who made each and every one of us. That's exactly what's happening today. Women was doing this and doing that, and men was doing this and doing that, and kids. That's exactly what's happening today. You can sit there and try to act like it, but I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, but I think you all know for yourselves. I don't need to really show you. I think you know. I think you can see it, and I don't believe people are ready to actually say enough is enough. To actually sit there and say, I've had enough. I don't need to do this no more. I don't need to hear this no more. Just stop it. Everybody just stop what you're doing. But I don't think we're ready for that yet, man. I really honestly don't. I believe there is more. We've got to go a lot further down in the mud and the filth and the ugliness before we get to the point where we go, okay, the next time we dig a hole, the next time we bring dirt out of this hole, we're going to be in hell. And the next person who sticks their shovel in this hole, we're going to be in hell. I think people want to get as close to hell as we possibly can get. And then we want to run around and cry, Oh, please, God, don't do this to us. We're sorry. We're sorry. At some point in time, God may say it's too late. I gave y'all every single chance in the world to be better people, to be better to each other, but you can't do it. He said, I'm done with you. He already took care of, people a long time ago. But then he decided, I'm going to put this rainbow out here. And then the rainbow got stolen. But man, come on, man. People, come on. At some point in time, we got to say, stop. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. But anyway, I guess we just going to have to keep going through it. And maybe one day, before we hit rock bottom, maybe one day before we hit hell, before it really starts getting hot, maybe we're all going to finally go, okay, enough is enough. I'm done. But until then, we're still going to have situations. So, did this here. So, check this out. One of the things that we have, and I'm going to show you how nobody really gives a damn about the black community. I'm going to show you exactly how nobody really gives a damn. Because certain things that was happening in the black community, we all knew. I mean, it wasn't a secret. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't like we didn't see it. So you got these like I've been telling y'all. I knew something was going on when we had this group called Mad Dads. This is back in the day. Okay, we still have them, but back in the day, we had this group called Mad Dads, right? And I'll give Mad Dads all the props in the world. They were on the buses. They were in certain spots in certain places, and they were. I know that because I had the opportunity to actually go hang out with VJ. When VJ was the president of Mad Dads, I was right there. I had the opportunity to hang out with him, to talk with him, to meet him, the whole nine. But there was things that were being done even with that group that everybody was touting, and they had their faces on buses and vans and all this here. There was something with that group that just wasn't right. And then they start talking about we don't want and we don't need police. And then they start coming up with all of these groups. It's funny, Chaz sent me a tweet. Was it a tweet? No, it was on Facebook. So I go on this thing in Facebook, and I'm looking at this organization. And on that piece of paper, I realized that the same person that's in with this group has his own group. How is that? How is your name going to be in on this group, but yet you're the head of this group? Y'all, millions of dollars. And y'all have heard me say this right here. And I've said it over and over and over again. Did I bring water down with me? Oh, man. I forgot my water. And it's sitting. I can see it right now. It's sitting on the counter. But all this money has been pumped into the black community. I'm talking millions of dollars. And sit there and go, they talk about the $18 billion that the Somali community stole. Triple that of money that had been put into the black community of Minneapolis and St. Paul. It ain't nothing changed. Kids are still shooting each other. Kids are still on the corner selling drugs. Hell, hold on, watch this. So These folks in Minneapolis, even the women who are Ward 5 and Ward 4 city council members, these Negroes are literally laughing in black folks' face because they've done nothing to turn the community around. Nothing. Communities still look the same. Community is still shitty. Period. Let's call it what it is. Big Vic, what's happening, man? North of Grift in those supposed right? So, but and then they get together with Mayor Fry and other business members in the city, in the council, right? For what? To break ground on an amphitheater. Listen to what I just said. An amphitheater. They can't even keep your cars safe. If you go downtown just to sit in a restaurant to have a drink. And here they are talking about opening a pavilion with that many people coming to this place. They've done nothing for the area. They've done nothing to curb the crime. They've done nothing to make sure that there's going to be jobs in the community, jobs. They've done none of that stuff. They've done nothing to curb the carjackings, the single mothers, and all of that stuff that's going on over there to get these kids to read. They've done nothing. But what are we going to do? They're still stealing catalytic converters. Just because you don't hear about it, don't think that it's not happening. It is happening. They've done none of this stuff. But let's go out and take pictures of us breaking ground on an amphitheater that ain't got nothing to do with the community that's over there. Nothing. Nothing. What, Beyonce is going to perform at an amphitheater? Really? Black folks are going to go watch Beyonce at an amphitheater? Really? This is what I'm saying. They don't give a damn. Them Democrats, if y'all think, y'all know by now. Y'all should see this by now. Them Democrats don't give a jackass about black folks. Watch this here, Vic. Watch this, Vic. The Democrats are doing everything they possibly can do to what? To take guns away from who? White boys. Them white mans and white boys, they doing all they can do to take the AR-15s from them and everything. And they're using white kids to make this happen. But it's black kids who have been dying in the streets of Minneapolis. And you haven't heard, well, here's a group, you haven't heard the Democrats say nothing about the black kids who are dying. They don't care. I mean, these are kids. Think about it for a second. Democrats in their head are going, well, why should we care about these black kids when they should have been aborted? They should have been abortion kids from the jump. These kids should have been aborted from day one. They should have never been on the streets. That's how Democrats believe black kids. If I go by, well, hold on now. I'm only going by what I'm being told, that black women are the number one aborters of children in America. Black women's are. So why should the Democrats give a damn about black kids shooting each other when they should have been aborted anyway? The only thing, those kids who have laying in the streets, they just got a couple extra years of life. But it's according to the Democrats, and black women's stat of being the ones who abort more kids in America, Those black kids who just shot each other should have been gone anyway. They should have never been here. So why should we care about them? Why should we have some type of gun laws or gun bills or anything for what's going on in the black community? Why shouldn't we? We don't need that. No, we don't. Matter of fact, not only do we not need it, we're not even going to talk about it. When Democrats go up to the House, go up to the Senate and talk about guns and gun violence, they're not talking about black kids because they should have been aborted anyway. They should have been dead a long time ago. So, okay, fine, they got 14 years. They got lucky enough to have 14 years, 13 years, 12 years, 11 years. But we don't really give a damn about them. We don't really care about them. But let us act like we care. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with all of these nonprofit organizations. And we know crooks run these nonprofit organizations. Oh, but no, Reb, that's not true. What about the churches? Their ass is just as crooked. Y'all gonna sit and try to act like a black church ain't crooked these days? You out your damn mind. These reverends and pastors are as crooked as crook can be. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They don't give a damn about the black community. They don't. There was a time, watch this, true story. There was a time when the black church was everything to the black community. I'm talking everything. I grew up in Mud Bottoms, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm straight out of Harold Projects. Straight out of the Harold Projects. Before my mom met my dad, my stepdad, straight out of the Harold Projects. Straight out of the Mud Bottom of Shelby County, Tennessee. And anytime we needed something from the church, I remember getting jeans, getting shirts, getting underwear, getting socks. I remember going there, picking up watermelons, getting squash and carrots and everything right there from the church. Everything was church-based. If you spent as much time as my grandparents spent in church, you church-based. Everything, pretty much. Don't work like that today. These pulpit pimps running around with their gold on the fingers, $1,000 suits, driving around in the latest cars that ever want to be with nice this and nice that. Your Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes, All of them trying to be like that. All of them are no good. All of them no good. Especially the ones that call themselves doing something in the black community. No good. Millions of dollars pumped into the black community. What has changed? What has been different? Kids still can't read. Kids still selling drugs on the corner. Kids still out there doing whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do, however they want to do it. Parents are not taking care of these kids. These girls, 13, 14 years old, are still having babies all up and down the boulevard. What has changed? There ain't not one job that has moved anywhere close to North Minneapolis, anywhere there in the black area of St. Paul, so these kids can have jobs or do something for the summer other than walk around and cause trouble. Nothing has changed. But the money that has been given to these so-called lying-ass, thieving pieces of crap, violent interrupters, that's changed. That's just gone up. And you ain't seen no difference in the violence in the community. Don't give me this. Oh, if we was there and it no, the same violence. They paying these white liberals are paying these Negroes all of this money, and these Negroes are taking this money and going on trips and doing whatever they want to with it. They put up a hot dog stand. They put up a grill. They grill 4 or 5 hot dogs, give out 3 or 4 shirts, put out a 3, 2, 4 signs, and they've done something. The rest of that money go in their pocket. I've said that over and over and over again. That's taxpayers' money. And no matter how many times I've said it, nobody say anything. Chaz Neal, the urban conservative, got him set up, set him up, sent him down there to that dang on Capitol. He got in the room with some Republicans and showed them everything that is coming out right now. It's literally everything pretty much that is coming out right now with these black churches and these violent interrupters. 2 years ago, Chaz Neal showed them everything you see coming up right now. Everything. And you know why the Republicans ran from it? Because they didn't want to be called racist. They wouldn't touch it. They wouldn't do nothing. They wasn't calling in nobody. They wasn't asking no questions. Taxpayers' money. You know what happened with the Somalis? The Somalis called the Republicans racist, and the Republicans ran. They put their tail between their legs, and they ran. They didn't want to touch it. So if you think in 2016 and 2018, we couldn't have stopped this stuff all the way back then, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. If one party would have stood up to the other party, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have happened. All that money that's gone. All that money that's gone. But because one party was a little more powerful than the other party, guess what? It didn't happen. I was reading something the other day where the Republican the fraud committee are after 2 years going to be disbanded. And what have they done? Ain't done nothing. They had no power to get nobody in there. They had zero power. Zero. They tried to go after Ilhan. You know how many people that went after this woman? This woman is well protected. Them white liberals protect this woman like you wouldn't believe. So they wasn't going to get her in there, sequester her. It wasn't going to happen. And they knew it wasn't going to happen too, but they just put it out there so their base can go crazy. This is what I'm saying. These people are not real. These people are not real. These Democrats who swear to God that they're doing something for the black community, they're not real. They're not. They kick over your tax dollars to these knucklehead Negroes who ain't doing nothing out in the streets, but taking your money and dividing it up, and everybody's living a good life off of it. Everybody get a car. And white folks don't say nothing. They be like, oh, long as they're not messing with us. If y'all got that much money that y'all can just let it roll downhill and y'all don't care about it, kick some over to me. But that's your tax-paying dollars. You pay those dollars. That's why they have to keep raising your taxes. Your taxes goes up every single time all these nonprofit. Every time there's a new nonprofit, they've got to raise your taxes. Period, point blank. Your taxes has to go up because they got to pay this new nonprofit. They turn around and make a $2 million bill, right? And that bill goes through. And somehow, in the black community, a couple years ago, they literally had black folks. They had, what was it, $2 million? I think it was $2 million, if I'm not mistaken. I may be off a little bit, but I'm just going to round it off. So they drop a $2 million bill for public safety in the black community. And it's funny how when everything is said and done, there's $300,000 that they're making black people fight over. No, this happened, people. This is a true story. $300,000 is out of $2 million. I don't know where the rest of the money went. I can guess. But at the end of the day, it was $2 million. And out of that $2 million, black folks was literally fighting over $300,000. That's what the Democrats do to the black community. And we stupid enough to fall for it we're ignorant. No, listen to me. I don't care. You get mad at me if you want. But here's the thing that I always say. Prove me wrong. If you don't like what I'm saying, prove me wrong. But here's the deal. You can't, because you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. We are ignorant. We are an ignorant group of people. That's why they treat us the way they treat us. Because we are ignorant. We can't come together for nothing. We can't work together for nothing. We can't build together for nothing. I'm going to do this and then I'm out of here. It's a Saturday. I got to go crush me up some strawberries, and I got some angel food cake and whipped cream. I'm doing that. I get a cheat day today. Yes, I get a cheat day today. Today. Get a cheat day. Hey, look. Trust me when I say this. For those who understand where I'm going with this here, you know what I'm talking about. For people who can eat whatever you want. And that was a time, strawberry short. Yes, sir, strawberry shortcake, James. There was a time, James, that I could eat whatever I want. Whenever, however, as much as I wanted. Gluttony. And I was Bible. Now, because of my kidneys and what I'm going through, can't do that. I could try. This is what I get. I get half of this here as far as drinking water. No joke. I can only drink half of this the whole day. The whole day. So this has to last me. This whole thing is 2 days of drinking. 2 days. This is what I get. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy, man. I can tell people, you don't know the things you miss until you cannot have it. And it's not sitting. And here's the thing: if I go over this, I'm in trouble. So I can't sneak. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried it. I've tried, because one of the things that I miss, that I love to death. I'm talking like this is like crack to me. Seriously. I'm not joking when I say this. You ever had a strawberry lemonade from Wendy's? Dude, every day. Literally every day. Maybe even twice a day. You know how big them Wendy's cups are? They like mega cups. I just cruise up to Wendy's. That's it. And every once in a while I get a single, but probably twice a day, that's what I was drinking. Talking about something that I missed. I mean, I literally had shakes trying to come off of strawberry. It was like, I'm serious, man. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm not. I was shaking, man. It was like, and then I would try to sneak and go get it and then wake up sick the next day, sick as a dog. And then I'd be sitting there going, was it worth it though, Tim? Was it worth you going and drinking all of that? And look at you now. It took a couple. Seriously. It took a couple for me to finally go, I cannot do it anymore. And then it got to the point where I couldn't drink. And then I had to keep coming down. I'm used to it now. Like I said, now I'm used to it. This is, I'll be done with this here a little bit tonight. And then I got to start over. And then I get to start over tomorrow. But, like I said before, the thing that the problem that we have as a community as black folks is we can't come together, right? One of the things that my grandfather, I used to love sitting. That's one thing about my grandfather. He would, when he talked and he taught us stories and he told us about things. And I, like I said, I'm straight out of Memphis, Tennessee. So my grandfather was down when King came into March. My grandfather was down there marching. But one of the things that my grandfather would talk to us about is how the black community, right, would have people in the community that wanted to leave the South. So everybody in the South would come together through the church to sponsor sending a black person up north, because that's what they say. You go up north, it's different, right? Jobs and housing, and you get a car, and you don't have to worry about people chasing you down the street and getting shot and getting killed by white folks, right? But here's what was supposed to happen. My grandfather was like, we would send these people up north. They would go north and work and do things and learn. And then they would come back to the South and either teach or come get somebody and bring them up, and then we can raise them up, and then they can. You understand what I'm saying? But somewhere down there, somewhere through our times, James, with this voting district issue in Tennessee gone to unite the black? No, it's not. I'm going to get to that, James. I'm going to get to that. You know, I mean, people can look at, you know, what Tennessee, what happened. Like I said, I'm from Tennessee. My family is in Tennessee. I was born in John Gaston Hospital. I got people in Memphis. I got people in West Memphis. I got people in Poplar. I got people in Germantown. I got people in Bartlett. I got people in Millington. I got people in Shelby County. I got a lot of people. There's a lot of, between the Christopher family and the Lee family. Oh my God. We're all over Tennessee. All over Tennessee. And I talk to my uncles all the time. And when I go home and I talk to my folks about the things that's going on down there. And nothing has never really changed. Tennessee has always been a hotbed of racism, period, point blank. I know people love to say today, well, it's not as bad as it was. You know what? I agree. But to sit here and act like there is no racism at all, that's what cracks me up. Use a damn lie. Use a flat-out, no-good, stinking-ass liar, period, point blank. Anybody who says that, that's who and what you are. So, like my uncle was saying, they are, the white folks in Tennessee, especially around Memphis, because Memphis is like 64% black people. And anytime black people start rising up, Barack Obama, white folks get scared. That's the most scariest thing to white people jump out of airplanes without a parachute. And that don't scare them. But you know what really scares white folks is when black people start rising up. When all these black women start getting all of these federal jobs, they start making good money, getting good houses. What did Trump do? Trump said, I got to stop that. I can't have these Negroes moving up like that. 300,000 black women lost their job. The unemployment has been going up under Trump for a reason. Trump don't want black folks making money. That's why black folks was never paid the same as white people. Why? Because if you pay us the same, we may move in your community. That's how we keep you down. We don't pay you the same. We pay you less. Less keeps you in the what? The ghetto. And the thing that always get me about people, especially when they're talking about the ghetto, how in order for a black man to get a job, what did he have to get the job from? Who ran all the businesses? Who ran? White men. And if a white man won't hire you, hello, and you got wife and kids, you want your wife and kids to eat, what do? You turn your wife and kids over to who? The welfare system. Y'all act like y'all didn't see that. You didn't realize that white men were not giving black men jobs so they can take care of their family. Y'all act like y'all didn't see that. Some of you act like you didn't see that. If I can't get a job and this job is ran and owned by a white man and I can't get that job, why? What? I can't get the job because you won't give me a job. You won't let me change a tire in a gas station. That was my uncle. You won't let me be the woodsman, the garbage man, the woodsman that I was, so I got to go north. That was my grandfather. Because a white man in Memphis, Tennessee would not give my uncles or my grandfathers jobs. So they had to go north in order to take care of their families. And two of my uncles basically turned their family over to the state. And they lived in the Harrow projects because white men would not give them jobs. So let's this is what I'm saying. So when you come to me, you can't sit there and say, oh, it's not racism. I've seen racism with my eyes. My stepfather is a white man. We was at the Onslow Beach in North Carolina. And white men drove by my father when we were all getting into the family station wagon. And they called him everything but a white man. Because he dared to fall in love with a black woman with 4 black kids. So don't ever, I'm the last person. When we would go to the store off base, my daddy went in, my stepfather went in one door, we went in the other door so we wouldn't be together. And this is in the 70s. Because we knew in North Carolina what would come. So we had to split up. So when you talk about races and racism, I lived it. This is something I lived. So can't talk to me about that. When the Klan marched through Millington, Tennessee, standing right there on the corner. So when I talk about racism, I'm talking about a lived experience. I'm not talking about something I saw on YouTube. I'm not talking about something that I heard somewhere. I'm telling you exactly my lived experience. I was raised by a white man who taught me things of what is being said behind my back. He was straight out of Boise, Idaho. But they're talking about the black community coming together because of the situation that's happening down south. Down south, them white people don't give a damn about black people. They don't. And if you haven't seen that video of that white congressman or whoever he was walking around gloating with a Trump flag on his back. That's all you need. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Look it up. They don't give a flying hell. Down south, black folks ain't about nothing to white folks. But look up that video of the white man walking through, making fun of the situation of what's going on. We got you Negroes. We got you Negroes exactly where we want you. Exactly where we want you. And here's the sad part about this whole situation. So you got people talking about, like Ryan Clark, talking about all the black kids should not play for these SEC schools. All of these schools down south, all these black, you shouldn't go to those schools anymore. Let's go back to what we talked about. Just like with the black fathers who couldn't get jobs in white establishments. So those black fathers, when they talking about there's no fathers in the home, right here is basically part of it. Well, we know where the black fathers in the home originally started from, when the slave master took the newborn baby away from the family and sold him off to. That's where it started. So let's make sure we're all on the same page. When the white man took the black baby from the black mother and the black father and sold that baby, that's where it started. And then we get to the point where they got, well, we can't do that no more. How do we combobulate, throw off the black family? We don't give the black man a job. I don't want none of you white boys giving this Negro a job. So therefore, this Negro is going to turn his family over to who? The white liberals. That's what you did, period. So now you got a situation of where you got all of these sport figures telling these little black boys who single mom, most of them, think about it. No, think about it for a second. So you got a single mom who's working 2 jobs with 3 kids. Because look at the draft. Hello. Look at the people who get drafted. Whether it's black baseball, whether it's black football, whether it's black basketball. Who's usually the one sitting there with the kid? Where's the daddy? You mean usually sitting with the kid? You got the kid and his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brothers and sisters who all been raised by mama and grandma and grandpa. And what's the first thing a black athlete, you know what I've never heard? You know what I've never heard? And I may be the only one that's never heard this, and y'all may hear it every single draft year. I've never heard a white kid say, I'm going to buy my mama and them a house. I'm going to buy my mama a brand new. I've yet to see ESPN highlight a white kid handed his mother or father the keys to their brand new Escalade or whatever. I've never seen that, but I've seen a lot of black kids buying mama's houses, buying mama's apartments, buying mama's cars, buying all of it. We see that all the time. My mama worked 2 jobs just to make sure I had basketball shoes. I gotta get that back. So you're gonna tell me that a black mother who's raising 5 kids is gonna turn down her kid getting $1 million from Tennessee, $1 million from Alabama, $1 million from Purdue, Vanderbilt? You're going to tell me South Carolina can't go and buy that mother of 5 who work in the 5 kid and tell her we'll put you up in this nice house and we're going to pay you? You're telling me you're out your damn mind. You're out your damn mind. Get out of here. Ain't no mother who've been busting her butt, raising 5 kids, barely can feed them. Even with the food stamps, that's still not getting her. And she sees a check with more zeros on it and then she can count. You're going to tell me that this woman is going to tell her kid that he ain't going to Florida? He ain't going to the University of Virginia? You going to tell me he's not going to one of the biggest, Texas? SMU? You going to tell me he ain't going to all of these colleges can write so many zeros on the piece of paper for this mama. You going to tell me that this mother's going to turn that money down? This mother who's been working all her life for all these 5 kids ain't had one help from the daddy. Deadbeat daddy ain't never had no help from her. She living in the projects and she got a superstar in her hands that they're willing to write a $500,000 check for? You gonna tell me that she gonna tell them that you can't go to Mississippi State? You out your damn mind. Y'all are, black folks, y'all have lost it now. Now, hold on. Look. When y'all running around here, the FBAs and all this, ADOS and all of this here type of stuff. I was like, fine, y'all have your fun. Y'all have your fun. Because it ain't nothing ever going to come out of it. Ain't nothing ever going to come out of it. After Black Lives Matter ripped us off, and they did. Y'all, no, stop it. Black Lives Matters was, listen. Ripped us off. Look, Black Lives Matter did us so cold. They even took our socks and underwear. They left us as naked could be. So you don't sit here and tell me. And we said nothing. We said nothing. Black Lives Matter ran through us, and we said nothing. I felt violated. Oh no! No! I'll show you. I got pictures of me on my knees with my fist up in the air. Once I realized that I just got stuck in the. Oh my goodness! I felt violated, and we didn't say a word about that. We let them get away with it. We let them get away with it. I got a guy next Saturday. Listen, next Saturday, I've got a guy who had a business in George Floyd Square. He's going to be talking about some stuff, and y'all are going to need to hear what he got to say. He owned a business in George Floyd Square. When Black Lives Matter came through there and did what they did, this black man lost his business. A black man lost his Fortune 500 business. He's going to be with myself, Don Allen, and Mr. Scott on Black News next Saturday at 9:30. But y'all need to hear what this man has to say. Y'all need, and that's the reason why he and I was going back and forth. I said, I got to get this brother on. Because y'all are not even coming close to understanding what Black Lives Matter did to the black community. And we said nothing about it. So, I'm seriously going to believe that a boycott of the SEC is actually going to happen. It's actually going to happen. I would boycott the black church who are stealing money from the community before I boycott them. We ain't done nothing, because don't act like it's just in the state of Minnesota. They doing the same thing all over. Any place that they call black crime and they need to help black people, all of them. All of them. But there ain't going to be no boycott of no black athletes. That's just not going to happen. It's just not. These, like I said, these colleges can write too many zeros for these single. Now, if these mothers if it was two parent home, and you had a daddy in the house with this mother taking care of these 5 kids, and both of them was working, and both of them was bringing home a pretty good paycheck, I would go along with it. But no, man, you got too many, and that's what these colleges and these look for. Let's go find an athlete and that he's down on their family's down on the dirt, and we can control him. If you don't think that's how Nick Saban and all of them other ones got rich, is getting these athletes, and mom is by herself so they can control these kids. Look at Herschel Walker. Look at Herschel Walker's. Herschel Walker had been led by the nose by white people ever since they realized this kid. Look at him. Go look at his story. I'm not telling you nothing you can't go look up. Go look at his story. All of them. Shannon Sharpe. Ask Shannon. Shannon Sharpe. All of them. He was raised by his who? Grandma. Soon as him and his brother could make some dough, all of them. Look at pretty much every single black athlete. What do they have in common? They were poor, dirt poor probably, at a point in time in their life. Well, not these athletes that's coming up today, because most of these athletes of today, their parents were athletes. So these are spoiled athletes today. But I'm talking about go back in the day when they ate beans, when they worried about if they were going to eat, when pecans and all that stuff was the only thing they got to eat during the day. It's just not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. There isn't going to be no black athlete. We can talk about it. It sounds good, just like reparations. So reparations sounds awesome, but it's just not going to happen. It's not. Sorry. You can be mad at me if you want. That's cool. Problem is, a lot of times when people tell the truth. I was going back and forth. I don't know if you guys checked out my back and forth with this dude. His name is Professor Penn, right? I don't know if you ever get in touch with him or understand who he is. I like this guy. Don't get me wrong. The problem with Mr. Professor Penn, David Penn, is David think he's smart. He is smart. Oh, no. Hold on. Let me back that up. He's a smart man, but he's one of them people who are so smart that he's even too smart for himself. That I'm sure there's times that he scares himself. So I'm going back and forth with this knucklehead today, right? Because he's a Republican, and there's other Republicans that don't like him, and there's Republicans that he don't like, right? And they're in him and his group, David's group, they're under this thing like globalists, right? Like everybody in the world, if you don't know what a globalist is, then guess what? You stupid. That's their mindset. Like you have to know what David knows. You have to know what that group knows, or you're just complete. Look, I got so many things to deal with. I had no clue what a globalist was. I'll be flat out honest with you. I have no reason to lie or tell or say anything other. I'm not going to walk around and lie to you and act like I know everything. I don't. So I didn't know what to go. So I went and I sat down with David Penn to understand what are you, when you say globalist, what are you talking about? What do they do? What I mean, they're not a political party that I know of. I don't go and go, well, I'm going to vote for this globalist. I'm worried today that these globalists are going to be doing all of this here. So I didn't know. But I went to David to find out because, he's supposed to be like the expert on globalists, what globalists do and what they don't do. But he swears up and down that the Republican Party has all of these globalists in it. And I just happen to know a lot of the Republicans that he don't like. And I just happen to know a lot of Republicans that don't like him. Before I even went to deal with this dude, I asked some people about him, and they was like, do not deal with this man. Period. But you know me, I'm just not, I don't roll like that. You can't tell me not to deal with somebody. You just cannot do that because more than likely I'm going to go find out and deal with them. But if you watch our back and forth with us, one of the things that always cracks me up about anybody who especially David, they get personal. I trigger you so quick that you want to call me names, and that's cool. Like I've been called every name in the book. It don't bother me. My whole thing is just because you dislike some people don't mean other people really have to dislike them. Because if that's the deal, I don't think any of us would be around anybody. Because I got people telling me not to be around him, and I got him telling me that this person is a globalist and they're the worst thing that ever faced a then I shouldn't be around nobody. And the thing that gets me about this situation is these are Republicans doing this. These are Republicans. He's a Republican, they're a Republican. They don't like him and he don't like them. And I'm like, wow, okay. So, but to me reaching out to him, trying to start a dialogue so maybe we can put something together so we can make a difference. And same with me reaching out to this side of the Republican Party, trying to see if we can have a dialogue. Look, I don't see any reason why I've got to hate somebody in a party. I talk to Democrats. Why do I need to hate them? I talk to Republicans. Why do I need to hate them? Hell, if we can get the black community to do something that's going to work and help us, okay, you globalists, I don't give a flying jack. Are you going to come in and help my community? Are you going to help some kids read when these black kids are shooting and killing each other? Are you going to fight for them so we can make a difference? I don't give a damn if you's a globalist or a federalist or Zion. I don't care. You know what I care about? I care about the next black kid, 15, 16, 17, 13, 12, 11, that's going to lay in the street this summer and bleed to death and die. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. That's what's important to me. So the thing about it is, so David, the things that are important to me is not important to you. And David, the things that are important to you are really not important to me. Because like I said, at the end of the day, I'll let you fight the globalists. You do that. And I appreciate you for fighting the globalists, David. And I'll go out and fight for that kid in the street. Because I don't expect you to do that. At all. All right? When it's all said and done. But anyway, fam, hey, look, it's that time. I appreciate y'all. I thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. Like I said, I don't know what Monday, if it rains Monday, I'll be here. If not, y'all know where I'm at. I'm on a baseball field. And then we got games Tuesday, Thursday. I think we got Tuesday, Thursday this week. And I think we got Tuesday, Thursday. And I don't know. And if we get a break on Wednesday, I'll be back to hang out with you guys and things of that sort. But the better the weather, the more likely. Oh, and then I've got a garden that I'm actually going to give it another. So this will be my third year. Year number 3, trying to grow watermelons. It'll be my third year. So I've crashed and burned 2 years back and back. But I got a secret. I'm not telling you. But I think I got it. I think this year is going to be, no, man, this year is going to be the year that I'm going to come down here with a fat watermelon and go, look at what I did. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. No ifs, no ands, no buts. I just got to build a big enough fence so I can go around it. My dog don't go in there and be pissing on my... I got a feeling that's what happened. I had a little fence. Rhubarb. And my wife likes eating that. This side. Yeah, this side, my neighbor brings us over rhubarb, James, and my wife put brown sugar on it or whatever. I don't know. I think that, is that a Minnesota thing? Because I've never heard of rhubarb. I mean, I've lived in Tennessee, I've lived in North Carolina, I've lived in Virginia, I've lived in Georgia, and I've never heard, in Mississippi, and I've never heard of rhubarb until I got to Minnesota. Oh, and I lived in California. That's where I met my wife. And never heard of a rhubarb. Didn't know what a rhubarb was. Till I got here, my wife started chomping on something coming downstairs at her mama house. And I'm looking at her going, what are you eating? She's my rhubarb. And I'm like, I'm good. He said, I don't like to eat it, but my relatives love it. Never heard of it in Texas, right, Jay? That's what I'm saying. I ain't never heard of rhubarb down south until I got up here, James, and the wife was munching on it like it's a peppermint stick or something. Nah, I'm good. I'm really, really good. But anyway, people, like I said before, do good and be nice. Be nice to people. Don't be rude. Be mean. Let me see if there's something I need to answer here. Oh, one of the things that I did say, and I want you guys to really, really hear me out and hear what I'm saying here. Every time Amy Klobuchar says the name of a Republican candidate, hit me up. And the reason I say that, because you won't be hitting me up. Because Amy is not going to run against the Republicans here. She has nothing to win by running against the Republican Party here in the state of Minnesota. What does she have? She's going to run against Trump. She's going to come into the black community, and she's going to tell us about Project 2025. She's going to talk about what Trump and his administration is doing to the black community. That's what she's about to do. I guarantee it. And then she's going to tell white folks out in the white suburbs with these here white liberals, look at what he did when he brought ICE in here. He brought ICE into the state of Minnesota, and they killed your people. Watch. Then she's going to go to the Latino community. She's going to say, they brought ICE in here, and they wreaked havoc on your community, and you voted for him. And then she's going to go over to the Somalis, and she's going to say, Donald Trump called you names, and he wants to deport you, and then she's going to go to the poor the poor black and the poor white. And she's going to say, did Donald Trump do anything for you? You can't afford gas. You can't afford rent. You can't afford food. What did Trump do for you? And Amy Klobuchar is going to be the next governor of the state of Minnesota. That's all she's going to do. That's it. That's it. That's all she has to do. She don't have to mention one. She's not going to say Lisa DeMott. You won't hear it. She don't have to run. What is Lisa running on? She can say fraud all she wants. And you know what they're going to say? They're going to say Nick Shirley. Lisa, you brought Nick Shirley here, and he caused trouble. He caused havoc. And when once Nick Shirley left, Donald Trump sent in, guess who? His troops and Kristi Noem. And they kidnapped people, and they left cars with their doors open running in the middle of the street. That's all she has to say. That's it. And Amy Klobuchar will be the next governor of the state of Minnesota. Lisa Dumas can't go to the black community. She can't. She will get 0 votes. I know. Trust me. No, I know one black person in Minneapolis that would vote for her. No, I know two. But she can't. And it's crazy, right? You sit there and go, wait a minute. But she's a black woman. We don't see her as black. So you got some so-called blacks who are willing to assimilate to be a part of a party, willing to give up who they are, what they are. That was Lisa DeMott. And black folks see Lisa. We know who she is. And for that reason, Amy Klobuchar is about to be the next governor. I know you sit there and go, but look at all what they have done. Look at what, I know that. I understand it. With the fraud, right? All of that stuff that's gone on with the Democrats. Guns, they're trying to take guns away from people. If Lisa Dumas was smart, if I was a Republican running for governor against Amy Klobuchar, I would denounce Trump. I'm not running because I want his endorsement. Matter of fact, I don't want Trump's endorsement. I'm not running on a Republican platform. All the ugly things that have been done to my people, if I was Lisa, I would say, it's not what I'm running on. I'm running on a situation where I want a better Minnesota for everybody. I want to know why people felt they needed to treat the taxpayers' money. I wouldn't say fraud. Treat the taxpayers' money the way that they did. I want to understand how we can work with the loopholes and things of that sort. The Pillow Man will probably more than likely get Trump's endorsement, but I don't think he's not gonna win. Look. The Republicans are stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid to put Mike Lindell at the head of their ticket. I think there are some Republicans that are smarter than that, James. I mean, I at least got to give them. I think it's going to be Lisa. I think it's going to be Lisa and Ryan Wilson. That's why that's what. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Let me show you something. They put Lisa Dumas out there, right, as a candidate for governor. And a couple of days later, they put Ryan Wilson out as her VP, correct? They had to do that because they knew that they could not have Lisa carrying the mantle as a black woman. They knew that. So to make sure that the base was happy, what they did is they put Ryan Wilson out as fast as they possibly can. Don't worry about it. She's got a white man to back her up. That's what they did, people. Those are facts. Those are facts. Those are facts. Lisa Dumas was not going to run for 2 weeks, 3 weeks by herself because the Republican Party realized that the base don't even want Lisa coming into the black community. The base don't want their candidates to even go into the. Y'all really think that the Republican Party was going to put Lisa Dumas out there by herself and let her try to run in Minnesota by herself for a while? You're out your mind. This is what I tell you guys. You listen. You're out your mind. There's no way in the world they were going to sit back and let Lisa be by herself like all the other candidates. No other candidate has their VP already. There's a reason why. Because they are white. I know you guys, I know. You can't comprehend that. You can't see that. Yeah, you can see it. You just don't want to see it. Because if you saw it, see, this is where racism plays in. A lot of people don't want to see racism because then they got to go, oh, damn, that's racist. There's a reason Ryan came out as fast as he did. And if I'm wrong, please. Somebody. No, seriously. If I'm wrong in what I just said, like I always tell you, you're on my Twitter page. Show me where I'm wrong. Hit me up on my page and say, Rev, what you just said was wrong. Well, let's have that conversation. I would love to have that conversation. Show me where I'm wrong. And I'll admit it. Well, that was wrong. But I'm not on this. No, not on this. Not on this. You have never seen someone running for office and introduce their running mate as fast as the Republicans did with Lisa Dumas. You have never seen. That's never happened. Ever. Why? Tell me why it's never happened. Most people who are running for governor or whatever, up until 2-3 months, don't even know if they even understand a race. They don't even know who they're going to have for their running mate. They had no clue, but they had to put Ryan Wilson out ASAP to make the base comfortable, to get the base behind Lisa. That's why I know, even with Donald Trump's endorsement, James, Lisa is their guy. That's who they want. The establishment is behind it. Don't matter what Kendall Qualls do. Kendall Qualls is another one. Kendall Qualls can't get black votes. If Kendall or Lisa, and they need them. They need black votes from Rochester. They need black votes from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, St. Cloud. It's just not going to happen. That's why I know that Amy Klobuchar is about to be the next governor of the state of Minnesota. The mayor of Brooklyn Park, Winston Hollis, introduced her, a black man. And they did that for a reason. Why did the black man, when she introduced, because she's telling black people, I'm safe. I got one of the most popular black mayors in the state of Minnesota on stage with me, introducing me. Winston is very popular with the black community. And if Winston is standing on stage with her, you better believe all the black folks about to get behind her, right? And with everything that just happened, and you got these liberal white folks telling black folks, we're going to go out and march for you. We're going to go out and do this for you. Don't worry about it. You got these liberal white folks, especially these liberal white suburban moms out in the streets marching for brown folks. I don't know, but I just got a feeling this may be the election that these suburban white women finally tell their husbands to kiss their ass. I'm voting the way I want to for once in my life. I'm not voting the way you tell me. I've just got that feeling. Because if they can come out and march all up and down these streets, and they husband upset that they out there doing that, marching for these Negroes, I've got a feeling they're going to sneak in these here voting booths this coming up November. I've got a feeling that it's going to be a different vote. I'm just saying, I ain't never seen that many white women out talking about marching for brown people. I ain't never seen that. That's when I knew when Nick Shirley came here and the Donald Trump had his speech, that's when I knew that the Republican Party here in Minnesota had screwed up. When them suburban white women was out on the streets and they telling black folks and brown people, stay in the house, we're going to blow our whistles, we're going to protect you, we will stand in front of you, we would even take a bullet for you. It's different, people. If you have never been in the streets, and that's what I keep telling and try to make people understand, y'all rocks and cows, you're living in your whatever you call that, way up north and all this. You don't never come to the city. You don't ever try to find out what's going on. Okay. All right. That's all I'm saying. It was different, man. It was a different vibe. I wasn't out there. Like I said, I wasn't there to protest. Every time they had a protest, I went. I went because I wanted to see the numbers. I wanted to see the people who was out there. I want to hear what they had to say. And the reason when that couple that came all the way from trying to think of the name of the place now, all the way on the other side of close to North Dakota, they drove in all the way almost in North Dakota. Yes, they did. I met them and talked to them. That told me right then and there, boy, the Republicans are in trouble in the state of Minnesota. They are in trouble. There you go. Thanks, James. Appreciate that. When that couple came in from Pipestone, Minnesota, and I've never heard of a pipe. I'm like, where in the hell is Pipestone, Minnesota? All the way over there by South Dakota. They drove in to protest. Yes, Chas. Yes, Chas still has his at Proud Mom B. Yes, Chas still has his YouTube. He still has it. You can, it's called the Urban Conservative. The Urban Conservative. Hit him up, Mom, and I'm sure he'll tag you. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he's mad at me or what, but I don't get his get up anymore. He probably took me off his tag because I said something goofy or something. He's mad at me. But anyway, yeah, like I said, when I was talking to that couple, and that couple said they came in all the way from Pipestone, Minnesota, and I'm like, I ain't never heard of a Pipestone, Minnesota in my life, and they told me where they drove in from, that's when I knew it was different. That's when I knew it was different. So you can get behind your. I'm not telling you not to get behind your Republican candidates. You didn't hear that come out of my mouth. I've never told anybody who to vote for, and I will not start now. But this is what I do know. I can tell you right now, and I'll put money on it. I got $50 that the Republicans are in a world of hurt. If I was, like I said, if I was a Republican, I would run away from Donald Trump, and especially the Tea Party and any other Republican that's talking about when black folks. Let me explain something to you. Another thing, real quick, and then I'm gone. I know I'm 21 over. Let me say this here to Republicans. White Republicans, if you want to help your candidate, if you want to help the people in your party, you know what you would do? You would stop saying turn Minnesota red. Because when what you're telling me and every other brown person that maybe could vote for you one day, I didn't say this day, I said one day. What you're telling me is you don't care about me. Because I would never say that. I would never talk about turning Minnesota blue. You don't hear black folks saying that. You don't hear people of color saying that they're type of crap. When you say turn Minnesota red, you're telling me that I'm not important. And like I said, the main one y'all should be getting rid of, I'm telling you, if you're a Republican, and what really hurts you guys is people, and y'all probably don't realize it, but like Dusty, that dude Dusty Grange, this dude ain't won nothing. Listen, only thing I want Dusty to do is tell me during football season, tell me who's going to win. I take his picks. So if he tell me the Vikings, he said, well, the Vikings going to win by 4. I'm going for whatever team the Vikings, because I know he's always wrong. But y'all don't realize how hurtful this dude is to the Republican base. Y'all don't understand it. I don't think, because you like the crap, and this is what I'm meaning, because you like the crap that he says, and it's crap, and it's stupid. It's like that dude Chug the Builder. Okay, I'm going to do this, and I promise I'm gone. So let's think about this for a second. All right. You heard the thing, see nothing, say nothing, right? That's what my grandfather always said. Well, see nothing, say nothing. If you don't see nothing, then you ain't got nothing to say. Okay, but what if I do see something, Grandpa? Should I say something? Even though you may think it's stupid, should I say something? I should, right? That Chub the Builder guy, all right? Every white person on Twitter, Facebook, internet should have been on him. But no, this dude got what, 200,000-300,000 people following him? It's that type of stuff that when white people have a right, and not only a right, but they can speak up about things that's going on, things happen, that they just, I don't see nothing. What that dude was doing was racist. Yeah, you sit there and go, oh, well, it's his First Amendment right. Well, I got a Second Amendment that says I should have a right to protect myself. I'm just saying. But every white person on the internet should have been going, this is not me. He does not represent me. This dude is wrong in every way, shape, or form. But you didn't do that. You let this man run around and do what he was doing. Anyway, y'all know where You know where I'm coming from. You know what I'm trying to say. You gotta start saying something. You gotta start opening your mouth. You gotta start making a difference. That's all I'm saying. And maybe things will change. And that's another thing that Professor Penn David was upset, right? Because I deal with people that's opposite of me. Everybody that I've been dealing with here lately, the past couple of days, really, is totally opposite of who I am. You would look at that person and go, damn, what is he messing with? Why is he sitting at a coffee table with that person? Because that's how we get things done. If I stay in my bubble and I don't learn anything new, what good am I to anybody? I'm not good. But if I go outside my bubble and I deal with people that you may not deal with, that you may not see as being able to sit down and talk with and break bread with, that's you. I just see things different now. A couple of years ago, I probably would be in your camp. I'd probably be saying this here low down, dirty, no good, blah 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 blah. I'd probably be doing that. But I just don't see a reason why I can't correlate with someone. We can't have this type of situation going on to try to work on the better good of everybody. No, we're not going to agree on every single thing. But there's certain things that I'm working with these people that we agree, and we can work on those things to try to make things better, right, for people. So anyway, I'm done, people. I appreciate y'all. I thank you for hanging out with me on a Saturday of all things. Wife and I are about to watch Forrest Gump for probably at about the 100th time. I just love that movie. That's just an awesome movie. That's a feel-good movie. So that's what we're about to do. We got our little strawberry get up dessert things, and we're doing Forrest Gump tonight. Anyway, fam, y'all have a good one. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. Thank you very much. And if you don't mind, click on this and share it. I'm going to start asking you guys to share my stuff. That's what everybody keeps saying. Well, Red, why don't you tell them to share it and do this and do that and get it all out there? Be like, okay. Yeah, right, James? Man, I just love that movie. Between that one and Shawshank Redemption, I've seen Shawshank. I can watch Shawshank. I could literally watch it, be done with it, and then turn it on again and watch it again. That's another awesome movie that I like. Shawshank, love it. But Forrest Gump is tonight. That's what we flipped the coin and I think Forrest Gump won. So I get to go and have my cheat night. Yes, another one, right? Awesome movie, man. See, that's what I'm saying. We all got things in common. We just need to sit down and talk to each other and find the things that we have in common. You know, and I'm sure, like my wife, she likes Grease. Funny enough, I've come to the point that, you know, if she watched Saturday Night Live, no, not Saturday Night Live, the sketch, the Saturday Night Live with John Travolta in it. Yeah, with the Bee Gees singing background. Y'all know, some of y'all probably don't even know what I'm talking about right now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go watch that movie. But when John Travolta is disco dancer Saturday night, you need to go watch that movie. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, shut me off right now. Disco. Yeah, boy. Oh, dude, boy. Because disco, I was 15, 16 when disco hit? About 50. Yeah. Dude, Saturday Night Fever. That Saturday Night Fever. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. If y'all have never saw Saturday Night Fever, you need to go watch that movie. Especially if you came up in the disco time. You came up when I came up. You probably didn't saw it. But some of you little knuckleheads that in the late, thanks James, in the late 70s. 70s, 75, 80. But we used to go to, when we be at the skating rink, James, and everybody take off their skates. We had a time you take off your skates and we be, dude, they tell you, talking about somebody that can disco. Boy was killing it, James. I'm telling you, boy was killing it. Y'all think I could break dance? I was one of the best break dancers on the East Coast at one time. But the disco, ooh, boy, be cutting the rug. Anyway, I'm out of here, fam. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good week, and stay out of trouble until I see you the next time. I'm out, fam. Peace.